actually got to watch. I think I got some chili on it. What's up, everybody? I'm cooking that chili. It is Wednesday night, and this is the NBA, the NGSC Sports NBA podcast, talking NBA playoffs. I got to get it ready. Remember the website, ngscsports.com. Catch all of your current content. I'm not even going to tell you what's up right now because it's too much important stuff going on in the NBA. Just log on and read, okay? Please, free, please. ngscsports.com. We catch all of your current sports content. NBA playoffs. First of all, right over here, when I turn my head, I want everybody watching. If you see me like this, I'm listening to the boys. I'm watching my Knicks, okay? Don't trip. All right. You know what the thing is about the playoffs? Number one, everybody knows. Playoff, in this case, playoff basketball is different than regular season basketball. The road teams are showing you that. Well, it doesn't matter if they're at home or not, right? More importantly, I think and we're going to talk about it more, the playoffs has shown us so far, even after one game for everybody, experience matters. When you've been there and you done that, and the other guy hasn't, oh, you got an edge. You got an edge. So what are we talking? First of all, congratulations to the losers in round one. I don't mean that to be smart. I'm saying you made the playoffs. I'm sorry you got eliminated, but shit happens. Now, conference semis. Oh, by the way, I have to welcome my co-host, man. I act like I'm the only one in the damn room. Outside of Chi Town, my boy, Jordan Maria. What up, Jay?
What up, bro? My friend. And hey, happy second round.
I like that, Jay. I like that. I like that. Happy second round. Of course, yeah, you know what they say. Friends are friends. Your boys are your boys. God damn it, at the end of the day, ain't nothing like family. My cousin,
What's
Braden
up? What's
Hudson.
up?
Braden Hudson, what up, cuz?
It's going good.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I
The
know.
Lakers are home, just enjoying these playoffs now.
Yo, Jay. So, my cousin and his daddy, my cousin, and my brother and me, we on this chat, right?
Mm.
Text message, little thing on text message. The boys be wearing me out, boy. They know I don't answer much, man, but I learned a whole lot just opening shit they share. And yo, Braden, I got to get with Zoe because I'm trying to tell him that he getting a little too emotional. I mean, damn, man. Damn, right? You know what I'm talking about, cuz. You know what I'm talking about. I say, yo, he said, hey, I'm a sports fan. Dude, I get it, you a sports fan, but like, woo, me and your daddy be tripping on them, boy.
Yeah, he does get a little too emotional with the sports.
Oh man, he get crazy, man. By the way, shout out to my cousin Braden, freshman year. Down the drain, baby. Down the drain. Freshman year. So how's it going, Mr. Sophomore, sir?
It's going good. I'm just gonna have to get the first year of
I know, right? Yeah, get it out the
college
way.
out the way. Yeah.
Hey, if you decide not to drive ever for 4 years, I won't be mad at you because I get to hang out with your dad, so I ain't gonna be mad at you. But you know who I'm gonna really miss, right?
Bailey.
Bailey. That's my girl, boy, his dog. And we supposed to be talking basketball. Damn, we getting all family and shit up in here. Oh, Louis. Yeah, Louis. Yeah, Louis. You know what? You know me, Louis. I get all. Hold on, Louis. All right, so listen, let's start. I'm gonna put this right up here. Check this out. Louis, I'm coming. We're gonna start with Pacers Cavs, right? The one thing that going into the series was, Jay, I'm coming at you. You know the Cavs are coming. It's a freight train, right? They've been just woo woo. I mean, last time I seen this, like the Thunder, make you think of the Bulls sometimes. Like, oh, they so good, right? So let me get Louis in here too at the same time. And you know the Cleveland had a plan. Remember I said at the beginning of the show about experience? Oh, by the way, remember we talked about Tyrese Halliburton being voted most overrated player in the NBA? I think it's safe to say that Tyrese done shut them up on all that now. So, Jay, the Pacers are up 2-0. But hold on. They get game one. And you know what? I wasn't surprised. I picked them to win. Welcome, Louis Tenor. I picked them to win game one. But like I said about the Knicks, and we'll talk about the Knicks later, Celtics up 4-3 on the Knicks right now. The Cavs were going to come back. And dude, Jay, yo, my grandson turned to me a couple of times and said, Papa, sometimes I really don't appreciate Donovan Mitchell enough because that boy putting on a show. But Jay, you know, the curtain got to close on the show. And before the curtain closed, you got to close the show. They didn't close it.
Yeah, you know what? First of all, Tyrese Halliburton, like you said, he took that overrated vote personally.
Serious.
He has had a vendetta against everybody since that. Okay?
I know.
You know, game one, obviously, centerpiece of the Pacers. Game two, you got Halliburton scoring a bunch. I believe it was Nembhard, Neesmith. And then, of course, you got Donovan Mitchell over on the Cavs, basically carrying the team. You know, you're down Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, I believe. And, I mean, it was a close game, but they just choked in the last seconds. I hate to say it, but, you know, similar to the Thunder in game one against the Nuggets, I mean, they just choked on that last possession, and Halliburton took advantage of it.
And Louis.
Exactly.
Hey, Louis.
I saw it. Yeah.
You know something, Louis? I didn't forget about you, Louis. I'm just scrambling in my brain, and I was busy thinking about the Knicks. And then I saw your message, and when I see Louis' name, I think about the fucking Yankees, and oh God, Jesus!
Of course,
I gotta let the guy in. It's Louis after all. Anyway, Braden. So, yes, the Pacers go as Halliburton goes. Cavs go as Donovan Mitchell goes. You've seen that in the second game. Think about it. There were 3 Cavs out. 3 starters out for the Cavs. And it was as if it never mattered. That boy, what's his name? That's Strus. When Strus starts to cook, the boy gets hot. But Miles Turner, it's nice to see Miles Turner being able to still hit that deep ball. That boy can still shoot that ball. They're getting help. I remember when Siakam was in Toronto, and I was like, is he really that good? Okay, B, so he is, and the Pacers are up 2-0. What you take from that series? Except the fact that they asked for.
What I take away from that series is health is the most important thing in the postseason. And secondly, how you perform in crunch time. Regardless of the Cavs' health, they were up 7 with 40 seconds remaining, and they lost that. And they lost the game.
And then Tyrese pulled a Reggie Miller.
Yeah, and it was sometime in the fourth quarter, the crowd were chanting overrated to Halliburton, and Donovan Mitchell tried to stop the crowd, but it was too late. And as we see, the crowd make the wrong choice to chant overrated. He's turning into like
you heard it, yeah,
honestly.
Yep.
He's turning into like a villain. Like he loves the hate he gets. It's actually pretty crazy.
No, it really is. And Louis,
yeah,
Indiana makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, right?
Yeah.
And the question this year was, you know, they're going to make the playoffs, so they're going to be able to make a push But they, oh, by the way, who this guy? What's his name? Aaron Neesmith, too?
Uh-huh.
Naismith. Hey, the boy could shoot. Now, he knew he could shoot. But, they got weapons. And Louis, Indiana Pacers find themselves up 2-0. What I want to talk about with you is Cavs are in trouble. They're up 2-0. They're going back to Indiana. And the Cavs got to hope you with it. Now, don't get me wrong. The Cavs are the type of team, Louis, that could win 4 straight and end this.
Exactly. Right.
But what do you think?
But with your star players, you say like 300 players on the Cavs players. When it comes down to the postseason, you got to have every player healthy because one change in the lineup, one injury to a player, especially a star player, that can change the whole complex of that series. So we're always going to be a short thing because the Cavaliers, the best team in the East, are now looking vulnerable thanks to the injuries and whatnot. So this has been Indiana's chance to sneak them and come away with the upset. I mean, things can change, in a couple of days, but what I'm seeing right now is that I think this has been so far the biggest surprise of the postseason so far. I mean, if Indiana is playing injured, this might be if the Cowboys playing injured, this might be Indiana's chance to steal the series.
And then Jay, the question now, basically the question, Jay, is how do the Cavs get out of this hole? I mean, again, they got the team that could win 4 straight, but Indiana, I don't think Indiana's going to let them win 4 straight. How do they get out of the hole if they can?
You know what? Well, first of all, they lost home court. That's what's important here. I mean, they have to take game 3. They have to. It has to be game 3 that they have to take because they got to demoralize the Pacers going into game 4, and hopefully get that home court advantage back in game 5. But
is it a 2-2-1-1-1?
Yeah, 2-2-1. Yeah, 2-2-1-1-1.
Except the finals.
Okay.
Yeah, and then waiting on Garland to get back. I think it was Stephen Smith who just ripped him apart today, basically saying, "Hey, I know you got an injury, but you need to limp out there because your team's losing at this point, and they're going to get eliminated if you don't show up." So,
and that's my thing, Jay. Right? No, and that's my thing, Braden. It's bad enough that the Cavs are down 2-0. It's bad enough they lost the first 2 games at home and got to go to Indiana down 2-0. They still got 3 cogs hurt. I don't know. How do the Cavs win?
Well, one, Darius Garland has to play even if he has a toe injury. I agree with Stephen A. Smith. The great players, the MJs, the Kobes, they played through injuries. MJ played through a sickness where he could barely see. He was coughing up and throwing up and stuff. So if I'm one of his teammates, Darius Garland's teammates, I tell him, we need you, dude, or we have no shot because Donovan Mitchell played as perfect as a game you can. He dropped 48 points. He dropped 48 points in 36 minutes. Like, if Darius Garland was out there for 12 minutes.
Right. How much more could he do? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only saving grace for Cleveland is Darius Garland has to play these last 4 games if the Cavs want to win the series.
Remember when I believe Kobe tore his Achilles just before having to shoot free throws?
Yeah.
And they trying to figure out what to do. Kobe looking at everybody like, the hell y'all trying to figure out? I'm finna go to the free throw line, shoot my damn free throws. Then we can worry about what the hell. I know I'm hurt, but I'm shooting my free throws first. Play is just the great Isaiah Thomas, man. Man, was y'all alive? Louis. Hey, Louis. Remember Isaiah Thomas? I think it was the Eastern Conference Finals. I forgot who they were playing, but maybe it was the Knicks. He was limping in the 4th quarter, in the second, whatever. He was playing on one damn leg and scored 25 points in the 3rd quarter on one leg.
Kind of like a Willis Reed and a Michael Jordan, huh?
It just, that's what they do. So, yeah, I agree. However it hurts Darius, bro, get a shot, get 2 shots. I don't know what you got to do, but he would have made a difference. He would have made a difference. But how do you get up so far and blow that damn lead like that? Jay, is they just
Yeah.
I don't understand the mentality. Like for me, look. By the way, the Celtics are up 16-4. I think my parlay finna go to hell in the first quarter. But anyway, uh, you blow the lead. We mentioned. Remember, the Cavs are up 7.
Right.
How much time left, Braden? 40 seconds or something like that.
Yes, like 45 seconds, I believe.
You don't lose.
You don't lose
You
that.
don't-
No, they're
You know.
getting too comfortable. That's the problem.
Resting on your laurels, of course.
That last few series, boy. That last few series. And what I say about experience, right? Another bet that I didn't play last night, I didn't get a chance to play out. So I got disgusted afterwards with the Warriors. And I said the Warriors are going to win. And I was going to play the under. And so I really that's why I knew I was going to lose this money today because I was supposed to play last night. Wrong one, old man. Remember what I talked about, y'all? Experience and defense. They say defense wins championships. They say that in every sport, especially in football and basketball. But experience. Look, whatever team you are and whatever issues people have had with him, any team that gets playoff, Jimmy changes. And they did. And it changed the Warriors. Unfortunately, and I hate it. Steph goes down. Now they can't have. They're gonna give them a week. Series could be over their season could be over in a week, especially with Braden. I'm gonna come to you, Braden, when I say, look, Curry gone, and we know what playoff Jimmy capable of. And by the way, Draymond Green, 4 3-pointers in the first half. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? See, that's a champion, y'all. By the way, we can talk all the Klay Thompson, the Buddy Hield, the playoff Jimmys and the step. Don't forget Draymond. Draymond's here to hoop and try to win a title.
Never get Draymond.
He ain't got nothing else to prove, Braden. Warriors find themselves up 1-0, but in the big but is playoff Jimmy enough? Right.
It's a hard question. I think it's like a 50 years can keep playing elite defense on the Wolves. At least compared to the Lakers, the Warriors have a much better defensive team, and the Wolves clearly did not want any part with scoring on Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody. There's just so many elite defensive players on Golden State. And if Draymond Green is hitting his threes, they're a really tough team to beat. So ultimately, I can see a scenario of the Warriors closing out without Steph. But if they want to make an actual playoff run, he needs to be healthy. And it sucks that it is a hamstring injury because it's pretty tricky. You don't want to come back too early because if you do and you hurt it again, then you're out for the rest of the season. So that's the tricky part. It's pretty scary.
Yep.
But those are my thoughts on it.
No, okay. And that's why I was going to Louis. Louis, that's the thing. And I'm glad they didn't do that because most of the time, especially in the playoffs, the inclination or the intention or what happens basically is a player is brought back too soon. And for the most part,
Not always a good thing. Not always a smart thing to do. I mean,
exactly.
On the outside, you're thinking, hey, I'm fine. It was a small injury. But on the inside, your head's telling you, no, you're not ready. Because you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking straight. Your head. You think you're ready physically, but mentally, no.
Yeah, I thought it was a good decision, Jay. For the Warriors especially because they're up 1-0, and that had to play into it. Obviously, the hope is if they can somehow, some way pull off game 2 and do a Pacers and go home up 2-0, that's extra rest. The team can literally say, okay, that we can feel comfortable about letting Steph rest, and maybe we should be able to take 1 or 2 at home, go up 3-1, and maybe we don't even need Steph in the series. But I don't feel comfortable saying that, Jay, and you damn sure ain't gonna get no further without him.
Right. I mean, for the Warriors to even get up 2-0, you need Jimmy Butler to show out again. You need Buddy Hield to basically play like Steph Curry, and you need Draymond Green to, pull pointers out of nowhere again. But at the same time, Anthony Edwards isn't going to have a bad game again. I think he had 1 point at the half last night, and then he scored his other 22 points in the second half. He will take that personally, and he will be better next game. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I was going there because number one, and I like the way the coach called out Ant after the game. Now I didn't like Ant's answer. Again, part of being great is understanding that, when your coach calls you out, first of all, you already know the coach. You great, the coach gonna call you out when you have a bad game because you had a bad game. And that's the thing about being great. And you go back to the great. Kobe will tell you in a heartbeat, I didn't do shit. I had a bad game. Or even when he had a good one and the press wanted to celebrate, Kobe looked at the press and said, well, why y'all celebrate? I didn't do anything. Well, you won. You scored 64. So what? That's the attitude. But now, here we are finding ourselves the Warriors up 1-0. And like you said, Jay, hey Braden, I can't see Ant continuing to play like this. And if they get it going and he gets it going, 19-9 Boston. I don't like what I'm watching, boys.
22.
22? I'm behind. Louis, don't correct me like that.
Sorry.
That's not nice. I like 19-9 better than 22-9. But I know I'm going to have to face it. Yo, B, straight up, bad game by Ant. Bad game by Ant. And he didn't own it. I didn't like that. I didn't like the heat. He said, I forgot his answer, but I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, it's been 2 straight bad games by Ant. If you remember in the last game against the Lakers, he went 1 of 10 from 3, I believe. And he played pretty bad, but no one cared because obviously they beat the Lakers. So this is 2 straight bad performances from Ant. I think there's no way he has another terrible performance in game 2. And I definitely expect him to pick it up. The Wolves have the home court, so he needs to pick it up tomorrow because it's going to be tough for him to play on the road. But I believe he'll have a bounce-back performance tomorrow, probably 30, 40 points, elite defense, and we'll see how it plays out.
Well, it's going to have to play out, Jay, because look, bottom line in this series is this. Minnesota's got, on paper now, especially with Steph down, this is Ant's time. We were just talking a few minutes ago. Okay, so what do the Warriors have to do? The Warriors want to win game 2. They want to go up 2-0. They blah, 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 blah. On the Minnesota side, Ant, Randall, the rest of the Wolves, this is it right here. Number one, you have to win game 2. You're not trying to go to San Francisco up down 2-0. You not only want to do that, you got a chance now with Steph down, put your foot on the pedal to the metal, Jay, and possibly go home in game 5 and end this. Wolves can win 4 straight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like Braden said, Ant's going to have a bounce-back game. That's expected. Hopefully Randall will have, more of a bounce-back game to Gobert. It should be good for Gobert, especially at this point, even with Draymond on the court. He should be able to get in the paint and score. But I believe he had, I think it was 9 points he finished with last night. So definitely looking for him to step his game back up again. But like you said, the Warriors are basically wounded right now. They're missing their number one star, the guy who could basically drop, 25, 30 points on any given night.
That's right.
Catch on fire immediately. But, can you expect that from Jimmy Butler, even playoff Jimmy, every night? No, not necessarily. And guys like Buddy Hield, Brandon Podziemski, they're not going to have these 20, 30-point nights every night either. So,
No,
like
no.
you said, this is the time. If they do not get game 2 or 3, I don't know if they can win. Even if it goes to 7.
I know. I again, Steph being down. I mean, it's not just like we saying, "Oh man, Buddy Hield got injured," and Buddy been playing really good. And if Buddy stays hot, that's going to be real important. They need him to stay hot. But no Steph. Look, if Minnesota doesn't win this series and Steph doesn't play, because you would think Steph not going to play what? Game 2, 3, 4, at least.
He won't be available till game 6 or 7. That's what's been reported.
Right.
Yeah, in Minnesota, there it is right there. You just heard Braden say it. He's not going to be available to game 6, game 7. You have to end this in 5. You got to end this in 5. Because here's a scenario I'm thinking. So it goes to game 6, right? Somebody going to be up 3-2, right? Somebody going to be up 3-2.
Yes.
And Steph come back, and if it's the Warriors up 3-2, I think you know what his intentions are coming back, right? I need the rest. I need a rest, and I know how to get some rest. And send them home. So it's going to be real interesting. By the way, guys, man, NBA playoffs is good. And you know what makes it real good for me? Okay, hold on. So this guy, I'm doing a show, John. I am doing a show. Jesus freaking Christ. This ain't the freaking time. You're my partner. You're supposed to know this stuff. It's also a real good time for me. I hate to throw shade or anything like that. But I enjoy the NBA playoffs now that I think Braden said it earlier. Now that LeBron and the Lakers are at home.
Yeah.
Look, I don't mean to be mean or be anything like that. But Braden said it. I turned the game on the show on over here. After is fine. He gave me permission to check my email after the show. John, you're a hell of a guy, John. Anyway, let's get this off of here. Good luck to the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
Steph, come on back, Steph, because a playoff without you, man. I was gonna say it's like a playoff without LeBron, but nah. Never mind. Yo, listen. Will Chamberlain, Lou Alcindor, Shaq. There are other guys, right? But when your boy can just like, why Joker look like he ain't never satisfied? Like he could like hit 4 threes in a row, dish out 6 assists and that look, you know what I'm saying? And he don't look happy, and I like that. So Louis, Denver comes into this series with Oklahoma City. And just like Cleveland, Oklahoma City been a freight train all year long. I picked Oklahoma City to win it all. I don't know if I'm going to stay with that pick. I have to think about that a little longer. But Louis, let me put it this way: the joke, or the Joker, was on OKC. Louis?
Yeah.
You got nothing about the game, Louis? You didn't watch the game?
I was stunned myself. I mean, I was in shock as everybody else because the Thunder are the Thunder, and they blow everybody away all year. Joker's been superb, and all of a sudden they hit a roadblock. I mean, nobody should be injured. I mean, SAG is who he is. I mean, I thought he would just take over the game and it'd be an easy series for the Thunder, but so far it's been anything but. So I'm just as stunned as everybody else.
And Jay, in the game, when you look at the game, right, as a whole, Oklahoma played a hell of basketball. I mean, they were executing defense. I mean, everything was working until those final moments. If Chet Holmgren hits those 2 free throws, they're up 1. They might pull it out. They didn't. Oh, and by the way, I want you to talk about something else. I was watching something real close. The Joker was abusing anybody who got near him. He was able to just turn around and just spin left, put it up. Spin right, put it up. Stop, put it up. Jump, put it up. I was like, is somebody going to put a damn body? Somebody going to throw a locker at him or a bathroom sink?
Yeah.
And him and Aaron Gordon, they had to wait. A good game by Aaron Gordon too, Jay.
Yeah, starting with Jokic, I mean, there's basically nobody that could stop him, on that Thunder roster. You go back real quick to the Clippers series. Ivica Zubac could barely stop him, and I mean, he was maybe maybe knocking him off a little, but nothing at all.
Good point.
And then, you mentioned Aaron Gordon. The dude's having a hell of a playoff run. Okay, just that game-winning shot alone. The second time these playoffs, you see Russell Westbrook get the ball, run down the court. Everybody's getting nervous. Nobody wants Russ to take the shot. Passes it over to Gordon, and Gordon hits that 3. Absolutely stuns everybody. And this is not the kind of guy that you would typically see in that position. This is Joker should take that shot. Jamal Murray should take that shot. But Aaron Gordon has just unlocked a different level in these playoffs so far.
And Braden, here's the thing. We know the dog is Joker. Okay.
Yes.
By the way, can we all also give some props to Russell Westbrook?
Yes.
After all Russell Westbrook has been through, by the way, he's also put himself through. It is so nice to see, like, he's settled down. He knows his role. He's not that Russell Westbrook anymore. And I just love what I'm seeing from Russell Westbrook. But Brady, Joker's the dog.
Yes.
But with the Nuggets, it is so important for these complementary players like a Westbrook, like a Gordon and others to get off. And when Gordon's getting off, because Joker going to get his. You're not going to stop Joker from getting his. But when he's getting off, that's helpful to Denver. But here's the real question I'm asking you. You think it's really going to make a difference? Because Oklahoma City played game 1 like they've been playing all year. It's like consistent basketball. Same ball they've been playing all year. If they keep playing the same ball, I don't know if Denver can just keep up in the long run.
I think what the Nuggets are doing is sustainable because actually with the OKC Thunder, I know they won 68 games. I'm not one to say that they have a fake record, but with the teams 1 through 8 in the Western Conference, that's where all of the Thunder 13 losses or 14 losses came from. They were about an average team against the playoff teams, but they killed absolutely everyone else. So when we come into this series, these are Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. And if his supporting cast, like Aaron Gordon, is going to continue being a 45% three-point shooter, Russell Westbrook's hitting threes and playing excellent defense, playoff Jamal Murray's in the mix as well.
Yeah.
To me, the key X factor is Michael Porter Jr. He's dealing with a shoulder injury, so he hasn't been able to shoot well.
Yeah.
If that shoulder can heal somehow and he starts hitting his shots, I think the Nuggets will have a pretty solid chance of upsetting the Thunder.
Jay?
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. has not looked the best these playoffs, like I said. And I mean, the shoulder injury is the worst kind of injury to have, especially in the playoffs when you're known as a shooter. But yeah, I mean, like was mentioned earlier, the Thunder played a pretty complete game. you can see that Chet Holmgren really didn't have the best game overall, especially those last 2 free throws. And even J-Dub, Jalen Williams, little under expectations, but
Ooh, Jalen Williams, I don't know. Yeah.
if the Thunder are going to win, they need everybody besides SGA. Like with Jokic, you know what you're going to get with SGA, but these other stars need to step up, especially, in a playoff scenario where they don't have a lot of experience compared to the Nuggets.
And that's the key. See, that's just
Exactly.
you see in the Pacers series, you see in the Warriors series, you see with the Nuggets, okay? All 3 series. Why is it that we're sitting here saying, yo, the Pacers are up 2-0 on the Cavs? Come on, man. Last week's show, I'm telling y'all they up 2-0 on the Cavs. You like, dude, stop smoking that shit, man. But I mean, the Pacers are not going to be up. Okay, maybe they win one. They're up 2-0. Another road team wins. Okay? The Warriors on the road win. Denver on the road win. Knicks, we'll be talking about that in a second, closing out the show before final thoughts, as that game is on right now. Nice block by Cornette. Cat wanted the foul. Knicks down 26-21.
I see they're coming back.
Cat's got 12 points. Brunson doesn't have any 3-pointers yet. And my 10.5 spread is good. I'm 2 of 3 so far. I'm good. But it's early, old man. Don't get happy. Look,
No.
40-20-5. It doesn't happen in the playoffs, and Joker makes it look like another day at the office. But with Oklahoma City, same thing I was saying with the other games. They haven't been there before. They don't know what it's like. Look, let me tell y'all this. I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same as the game on the court. But Louis here has been alive longer than both you guys. And Braden, Louis has been alive for a couple of decades more than you. Louis is an old man. He looks young, but he's old. And Louis been around. And Louis will be able to tell you some things that no matter how you feel about him, he's just going to be able to tell you because he knows. That just, when you step in the room, look, Jay, I'm going to shoot some hoops on you, man. I'm going to school you. Let me tell you, I'm 62. I'm broke down. And I'm going to whoop your ass on the court. You know what's even worse than that? I'm going to do it at your house. I'm going to do it on your home court. Now you're looking at me like,
Backyard.
Right. Hold on a second. I mean, if you beat me because you can't beat me, you're not coming to my home court, beat me on my home court. Oh, yeah, I am, because I've been there and I've done that. And that's what these 3 teams have shown so far. Damn. It's been pretty. I mean, it's been pretty. I like to see Oklahoma City. I like to see. Oh, that was the point about Oklahoma City. Stephen A. been harping on that. I know you've seen it, but harping on the point. Sam Presti, GM Oklahoma City, been there for almost 20 years, right? Look at the names that he's had come through there. Durant, Harden, Westbrook,
Paul George,
the point guard, Paul George, Carmelo been there. Somebody said Kendrick Perkins too. I don't think they were talking about
Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, they wasn't talking about Serge either. And now the cast of start that they have right now, and you look at certain points in this run for Oklahoma City. That's a team people don't talk much about that should have had themselves a couple of NBA titles by now, because they damn sure had the team on paper half a dozen, 7, 8 times. Should have themselves a title or 2. I'm starting to wonder, when does Sam Presti start holding him accountable? I don't know. Jay, I mean, something got to change. If they don't do nothing this year, I mean, something got to change.
Well, it's a great point that you mentioned with Sam Presti. I mean, the dude has built such a treasure trove of assets.
Wow.
And, you look back at all these trades, like the Paul George trade. You gave up, the Clippers gave up 5 draft picks or whatever, pick swaps, and of course SGA. And they're like, oh, this guy's the best GM ever. But like you said, these teams, if they don't win, he does need to be held accountable. But I think if they don't win this year, I think they're going to make a drastic move for somebody like a Giannis or somebody of that level, because the CBA is going to catch up with them, especially with guys like.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself with the Giannis talk, because I don't know. I heard a fly-by rumor Giannis might want to play with the Knicks, so don't.
Okay. All right.
In the Lakers.
Come on, B. Come on, Brad.
He needs to do something. And, if he's not, he's going to be held accountable at some point, and it will come back and get them at some point.
He's got to. You can't keep. This boy has had all-star rosters. I'm talking about all-star, multiple players. And ain't like Presti had one star. This man somehow had the ability to get multiple big-time players to Oklahoma City.
You know what? The only argument that can be made is that he had the right team at the wrong time. That's really it. I mean, you had Westbrook, George, Carmelo, the Warriors were there. But that's it. That's the only excuse that can be made. And that's not even a good excuse.
I ain't buying that with your money. Nah. You're a GM. And I like what you said, because you can use that for a season or two. But over a 17-year period, and you done had one diamond in the rough after another after. You know how many GMs wish they had a 17-year run like Sam Presti? Man, don't let Pat Riley have all them players. Give me another. Man, what?
I think the issue is people. So the Thunder, they made the finals in 2012 against the Heat. Everyone said, "Oh, they'll be back to the finals all the time. They'll be back in the finals." But then they trade James Harden the following season, and it's like what we have to start understanding, similar to the Suns in 2021, when the young teams are in the finals, they kind of have to win now, because who knows what's going to happen in a year or two. People can get hurt, traded, and just stuff falls off. So if this Thunder team goes out in the second or third round, I think they should trade either Chet or J-Dub for a big-time superstar.
Something got to give. Something got to give. You can't just keep doing this, especially if you're Presti. And when does the Oklahoma City ownership group start to look around and say, damn, a lot of time done passed, and we still ain't got an NBA title. All right, so we got one more series. And my name is not Stephen A. Smith, and I'm damn sure I ain't going to try to play him, but I will tell you this. I was up here in this damn bonus room of mine. Braden knows. This is a big room up here, man. I got all this beautiful, man. I done hooked it up too, B. I got a bed up here. I done put my office back up here. Anyway, so I said, this is my time right here, private upstairs, and watch my team, root them on, and damn, shit got bad quick. So it got so bad. I went and laid down on that bed right there, right, to watch the TV.
Yeah.
I almost didn't care at the moment, right? And it's 55-35. I'm like, you know what? 55-35, my two stars are in foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point? And that's not me. I'm just so disgusted because, we ain't beat these boys all year long. Can't beat none of these teams. It's game one. Finally, you got a chance to hit Boston in the mouth, as they say, and you slapping them like a little bitch. I mean, it's like it was just. Anyway, I went to my room, right? I didn't turn it on, Jay. I didn't turn it on. I didn't turn it on. So I started getting sleepy, right? And I was like, man, I can't do this, man. Let me grab my phone, check the score. It said Boston 84, Knicks 83. So first thing I said was ESPN malfunction. So that was my first thought.
What the hell?
That broke the damn site. I got to pull down and refresh and get this shit right. It's at 86-83. I said, hold up, man. I got to turn the TV on. I turned TV on. Your boy shooting second free throw. 86-83. We got a game. We got a game.
Yes, we do.
And we had a game. But here's my question, Braden. I'm coming right back at you, cuz. Then I'm going to Louis, because Louis and I got to talk to Knicks.
Yeah.
Yo, Braden, remember we talked about greatness, right? So the Celtics are the defending NBA champions, right?
Yes, they are.
Yuck.
You get to be a champion by acquiring talent. You have a coach, you have a game plan, and your shit just comes together and you win a title. Now, I took pride in being a short guy and being able to play with the big boys. And you wasn't there, Braden. Golly, but man, I school your daddy and my brother like it was pitiful. Man, I embarrassed these boys, and I'm like 50 years older than them, and I embarrassed them, Jay, like every weekend, and not just them, Jay. I didn't care who it was, Jay. And I hit a shot over you from 19 feet and look you in the face there. How far you want it now? I'm gonna step back 3 feet. Pow! Braden, how the hell do you miss 45 fucking threes? Was there any point that anybody in Boston on the sideline or the team said, oh, and we like, how about we change it up for a second? Work the ball down low, work a couple of screens, couple of pick and roll. At one point in a 20-shot period, the Celtics shot 19 3-pointers.
So in the third quarter, Celtics were up 20 points. That whole third quarter, they only took 3-pointers. As a team, you're up 20. Why are you just chucking threes?
Why?
They took 3-pointers an entire quarter up 20. That's like in football, you're up by 21. You're just going to pass every play.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. And 3 players on the Celtics took at least 10 threes. Derek White was 5 of 16. Tatum was 4 of 15. Jaylen Brown was 1 of 10. It gets to a point, if you're the coach, you tell Tatum you're 6'8". Jalen Brunson 6 foot. Stop shooting step backs. Jaylen Brown, you're 6'7". Josh Hart 6'4". Go to the rim. Stop shooting jumpers.
Especially when Tatum was being so successful in the first period, in driving to the hole. Oh, dude, why'd you stop it? But Louis.
45 threes. How do you miss that? I mean, really?
No, I got something.
Up by 20 points, and then like, blah.
I got something better to talk about with you, Louis, because we're Knicks fans. We're Knicks fans, right?
Yes.
So I turned on the TV, and there's about 86-83, maybe 7.5, 8 minutes to go, right?
Yes.
Wow. Got a game, right? Not only that, do we have a game? Oh, Celtics up 16 now. Not only do we have a game, Louis, very soon, it's Brunson Burner time. And let me tell you,
he's not clutch player of the year for nothing.
Louis, you remember the 1985 draft lottery?
Sure do.
Knicks won the number 1 pick, and we literally in New York lost our fucking minds. Hey, we was Brady. There wasn't even a draft yet, and we were throwing parties all over New York. Patrick Ewing was coming to New York. Now you couldn't tell us shit. Of course, all these decades later, we didn't win the title. But Louis, what a pleasure it is, Louis, to have number 11 running our offense as the captain. Damn, he's putting on a show, Louis.
Bunsen Burner. Bunsen Burner. No wonder why he was in the clutch player of the year. I mean, look what he did. Right? More than half the games that we were down, but I can see where he came and stepped up to it, and that's how he won. That's how he got. That's what we got here, and that's how we beat the Celtics in Game 1. Rob,
Yeah.
as much as you hate the Yankees, I hate the Celtics.
And by the way, real quick on the Yankees, holy crap, Louis, when we go on the show next, somebody tell me that Aaron Judge was kidnapped and he was replaced with an AI version because
Well,
the,
there
num-
is rumors about that, but we can't confirm it yet.
the numbers he's putting up is even better than you could put up in video games. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jay, so okay, the bad game plan. Bad game plan. You can't just keep putting up brick after brick after brick and not change the game plan. And the Celtics decided not to do that. And in the fourth quarter, when Jason Tatum had the opportunity.
Okay. He'll be back.
Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of, I think I have an idea of the direction he was going. Obviously they got way too comfortable, and, you're looking at guys like OG Anunoby, who really stepped up in this game, for example.
Yeah.
I believe he had 29 points leading all Knicks scores. That's great, especially when you got a guy like Karl Anthony Towns, who's kind of been on a downturn lately, especially to end the Pistons series as well.
Yep.
Finished with 14 points here in Game 1. And at this point, that should be feeding off of, Brunson and Anunoby. He should be scoring 20-plus points. But,
Yes.
The defense was just holding him back. And, you mentioned other guys like Josh Hart stepped up, even though he didn't, scored 14 points, 11 rebounds. Other people should be out rebounding this guy. He's a 6'7" forward, right? I mean, this guy.
He's 6'4", actually.
6'4", my bad. Yeah, I mean, you got guys like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Porzingis, I believe, missed most of that game with an illness. But still, these guys should be out rebounding him. And Josh Hart makes it look so easy. So, shout out to him too. But
no, he's a hustler. He's a hustler. But you know what, Braden? One thing that at least, again, playoff basketball, it shows us it's played on a different level because it didn't matter that the Celtics beat the Knicks every time. They came out, win Game 1. Of course, the question is going to be how sustainable can that be because of all the teams that can win 4 straight. I think Boston's the more sure shot of the teams that are down 1-0. But I don't know. I mean, Porzingis is battling this respiratory illness. I think, and right now Tatum is 1 of 7, although the Knicks are down 14. I don't know, Jay. I'm nervous. I just want to cover this parlay tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like you said,
I'm nervous.
4 straight. It's Boston. Tatum's going to have a great game. Brown's going to have a great game. If Porzingis can stay on the court, you should expect something out of him. And then you got your core role players, your Drew Holidays, Peyton Pritchards, Derek Whites. And for the Knicks, as always, it's just a tale of, is Thibs going to play these guys 40 minutes or not? So simply because of that, I mean, Boston could easily win the next 4 games just due to the tiredness of the Knicks starters.
Yeah, and Braden, I don't expect them to miss 45 threes again.
Right.
No.
I think if we look at it, the talent of the starting 5 of the Knicks is one of the few in the league that matches up with Boston. It may not be a better team overall, but the talent is up there with Boston. So you just have to get a few shots in here and there, and Boston misses a few threes or maybe 45 threes, which that won't most likely happen again. But the shots the Celtics were taking were terrible threes. So if you ask me, if the Celtics want to keep taking shots 4 to 5 feet behind the 3-point line, the Knicks can very well defeat this Celtics team if they want to keep chucking up threes. Like, there's no reason 3 players in one team should shoot 10 threes in a
No,
postseason.
no, especially when you're shooting so bad, right?
Yep.
Especially when you're shooting. Right now, they're 5 of 21.
And also when you have the height advantage everywhere. Like the Celtics are just bigger. They need to use that size to their advantage, and it's it doesn't make sense.
I was surprised. Hey, B. What about my boy Mikal Bridges, huh? Hey,
Yeah,
somebody said that was one of the best 8-point games in NBA history.
You know, earlier in that game, Jaylen Brown had like flexed and bumped his shoulder into Mikal, and Mikal he stood there, shook his head, took it. Last play of the game, he takes the ball away from Jaylen Brown. That's kind of like poetic, honestly.
I was screaming. I was just screaming at the top of my lungs. 49-39 halftime coming, which is about how I time this damn show. That's for damn sure. Because I'm sure going to sit down and watch me the second half of this game. I mean, it's 13. Like I said, it's 8 points now, and people, Oh, John said, John, you watching the show, Joe? John, let's see what John said. John said something here. John says Knicks down 10 late in the first half. John.
Yeah.
John, strap it in, John. It ain't gonna be that easy.
Wow, it's a 8-point game. Wow.
Hey, listen.
Not bad.
49-41. I think. Listen, Karl Anthony Towns got 14. I need him to get 25, and I need Jalen to hit 3 threes in the second half. I like my chances right now. I like my chances.
Also,
B, hold on, cuz help me out, cuz. So I got Karl Anthony Towns 25 plus. He got 14. I got Brunson with 4 more threes, and the Knicks plus 10.5. I'm looking good.
I like it. And the key for your bet tonight and for the whole series for the Knicks, if Cat can stay out of foul trouble and not have the silly fouls he has, the Knicks have a very good chance. He has to stay out of foul trouble.
Thank you for saying that, because remember something very important I didn't talk about. Cat number 1 being in foul trouble because he started fast. He started real fast, just like he started fast in here in game 2. But he also started fast in foul trouble. He was so aggressive. I was like, dude, 2 stupid fouls, man, in the first 3 fouls. Like, what are you doing? I mean, we need you on the floor. He has to stay on the floor. Let's also remember that at one point, I don't even remember how many free throws that the Knicks missed. I mean, they should have had a 10-point lead in the first half themselves, but they couldn't hit free throws. Right?
They went to the Hacker Robinson. He went 3 of 10 from the line.
The Hacker Shack. Hacker Shack.
All right.
What Shaq say earlier? Shaq said, I can't talk from personal experience. You talking about Chet Holmgren? He's a personal experience. I know. You got to make them free throws. And I didn't make a lot of them. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. We'll see what the second half holds. 50-41 at the half, 9-point lead for the Boston Celtics, considering that I just watched the Celtics go up about 15 here in the first half. For it to be 9, I'm happy at the moment. Louis! Louis, I got a question for you, Louis.
Yes.
Final thoughts, Louis.
I mean, it looked a little bit bleak at the beginning, but now the Knicks, maybe compare the game. If Brunson can stay on track and start hitting these shots, it's going to be like maybe like a deja vu here. So I wouldn't count this game out yet. I mean, because just when you think the Knicks are down and out, Brunson steps up to the plate and knocks him down. So fasten your seatbelts, guys. This could be a bumpy ride in the second half for those Celtics fans.
Yeah, remember game 1, 55-35. I thought it was over. Jay! Yeah. Final thought, Jay.
Obviously second round's been super exciting so far, but I do want to bring up something that's coming next week. Next Tuesday is the 2025 NBA Draft Lottery.
Oh, yes.
Chance at Cooper Flag. Who do you think is gonna land Cooper Flag with that first overall pick?
And hold that thought. I don't want any answers because Jaden come up with topic now for next week.
Mhm.
All right, because wait. So no, by next week we'll know.
Yes.
Damn, who the team? Okay, so we got to answer it now. Ain't that a bridge?
I believe
Let's see who's all in the lottery. Hold on.
it's the Jazz.
Yeah, I was gonna say bring that up.
The Jazz,
That's
the
a
Wizards, the Hornets, Pelicans, Philly, Brooklyn, Toronto, San Antonio, Houston, Portland, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, San Antonio again.
Here's one of the scenarios I heard. Crazy. Ready? I'm talking about crazy.
No.
Didn't De'Aaron Fox go to San Antonio?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And Wemby's there, right? So hear what I heard. San Antonio wins the Cooper Flag lottery. They trade for Giannis. They got Giannis, Cooper Flag, Wemby, and De'Aaron Fox. I got news for y'all. They not missing the playoffs if they got that team, okay?
Yep.
Hold up, Braden, you were laughing before I finished. Was you reading my mind already, cuz?
Yeah, well, because the Spurs have 2 picks in the lottery, so
Right.
they're the only team with 2 picks in the lottery, so they have the highest percentage chance of most likely getting Cooper Flag. You got 2 shots at the, but the team.
You could do something with that. You could do something with that lottery pick. You take one and pick Cooper Flag and use the other one for bait.
Yeah, but the team I look at that that desperately needs Flag is the Charlotte Hornets. Like they just need someone that can save them with hope.
No. You know why, Braden? No, I got to stop you there. You know why? Somehow, this is just my opinion, but I just feel that Charlotte is a place where NBA players go to, where NBA players' careers go to die, or the promise of a career when you get to Charlotte never material. Jay, you nodding your head with me, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
There's something going on in Charlotte. They can't.
Listen, as long as the Washington Wizards or the New Orleans Pelicans don't get the number 1 pick, I think it's fine. Nobody wants to see Cooper Flag go to Washington. Nobody wants to see him go to New Orleans.
I do. I want to see him go to Washington. That's where I want to see him.
Really?
Go. Yeah.
I don't want to see him go to the Jazz. I don't think the Jazz deserve Cooper Flag. That's just my belief.
He needs to go to Chicago because Chicago needs to be an important team in the NBA once again.
They usually go. Braden, final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts. Well, with the postseason experience, as we see, it matters more than ever, especially considering we have the higher seed hasn't won a game yet. That is what it's shown us. And previewing the lottery for next week, whoever is the winner of the Cooper Flag sweepstakes is the biggest winner of the offseason already. But yeah, those are my final thoughts.
And Cooper Flag goes to San Antonio with Wemby. Even if you don't get Giannis, okay, because that was just something I heard. But he go to San Antonio with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. Hey, Chris Paul ain't retired yet, right? He ain't never gonna retire, man. You know what? He just gonna keep on. Why not? Cooper Flag, De'Aaron Fox. I only got to play 10 minutes a game and coach the boys from the bench. Earn $20 million. Yeah, I like that. My final thoughts. Even though the Boston Celtics, of course, are the defending NBA champion, the Oklahoma City and the Cleveland Cavaliers have had these incredible seasons. I think it's fair to say that we don't have a clear front runner. We don't have that one team in this. Last year, it was predetermined and predestined The Boston Celtics were going to win the NBA title. And all they did was just run right through the season and straight to an NBA title. Yet last year was no surprise. And though many penciled them in, rightfully so, as the pick to repeat, it's different this year. It's different. Like Braden just said, you see the road teams, the road teams are 5-0 right now. 5-0. And not a home team has won yet. And we're talking about the Cavs, the Thunder, the Celtics, the three powerhouses in the NBA. That makes for such good basketball. Here goes my
predictability too.
Check out my final thoughts. Could you imagine at the beginning of the season, and I'm going to go over here on purpose, and I'm going to pull up this playoff bracket just so I can look at it and say it. What did we all know? What do we all know? Cavs, Celtics in the East, Oklahoma City in the West. Who's the other team in the West? We'll see. Well, newsflash. All of those teams may not make it to the conference finals. They may not make it. We could have a conference final of the Denver Nuggets and the Warriors. We could have a conference final of the Pacers and the Knicks. Boy, that would be one hell of a rematch right there, boy. Damn.
Okay. West come out of retirement. Okay.
I'd be scared of that one, Louis. I'd be scared of a Pacer Nick rematch, boy, because them Pacers ain't no joke. But either way, my final thoughts end this way. Thank you, NBA. Thank you for a hell of a playoffs so far. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sit back now as I say peace out. Enjoy the second half. I'm going to cross my fingers. I can't cross my toes because they'll cramp up. I'm going to cross my eyes. Dot my I's, cross my T's. All that shit. Knicks in 6! Knicks in 6! Knicks in 6! I said it.
Yeah.
I had to get that out the way, man. I don't know if anybody's awake downstairs, but my wife didn't hear me, but my daughter might have heard me. Thank you for joining back. I think I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I know I'll be back Monday with Louie and John as we talk some baseball. Whoa. And we'll be back here next week for sure. That's for sure. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Remember the website, NGSCsports.com, where you catch all of your current content. As I always tell you at the end of the show, Louie's ready. 3, 2, 1.